Okay. Okay. Okay, so before we start talking about like more like in-depth on probability, I just want to give like a quick like brain teaser to give us a sense of what probability can do for us. So I just want to know, have you guys heard of something called the Monty Hall problem before? Okay, so before we get started, this is not like, so basically the Monty Hall problem is a very famous example of where probability can be very useful and very interesting. Basically, it's like, imagine you're on a game show, right? And suppose that you're on the game show and there are 3 doors, right? So you have like a door here, and a door here. And you're given that behind one of these doors is a very expensive car, okay? So like, there's gonna be a car behind one of these doors. You don't know which door. Maybe it's this door, maybe it's that one, maybe it's that one, you don't know. And behind the other 2 doors is just like emptiness, right? So like, maybe the car is behind this door, and behind these doors, there's like nothing behind them. Okay, so basically how this game works is you at first get to choose any of the doors that you like. So maybe you say, oh, I'm gonna choose door 1, right? Let's say I wanna pick door 1. Then the host of the game show, the host is gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna let you know that this door does not contain a car. And the question is like, you're given now the option, do you want to keep your original choice of door, or do you have the option to switch to the other door? And the question is basically like, should you switch your choice of the door? And first of all, like, does anyone have any questions on how this game works? Again, just to summarize, you first choose a random door out of the 3 doors. The game show host reveals another door that doesn't have a car. And then you're given the option whether or not to switch. You can switch your door, or you don't have to switch your door. So does anyone like have any ideas? Do you think you should switch? Do you think you should keep your original choice, or does it matter at all? Is there any difference? Any ideas? Yeah, so a lot of people would think that it actually doesn't matter, but it turns out using probabilities, it turns out there's always an optimal choice to switch the choice of door. It turns out you can calculate that if you always choose to keep your original door, like you pick your first door and like, I want to stick with this door for the rest of the contest, it turns out your probability of winning the car is 1/3. But if you choose to switch the choice of door, it turns out you'll always win with a probability of 1/2. So it turns out like, this is just a quick example that I want to show about how probability can actually be useful in this case, where it turns out switching, even though these 2 things seem exactly the same, because like there's nothing special about these doors, it turns out switching the choice of door actually always gives you a higher probability of winning. In the future, when we talk more about probability, if we have time, maybe we can revisit this problem, and then we can talk more about why it's 1/3 and 1/2. But right now, let's get into more of the details of actually how probability works.